What's up, PhinsTalk Nation? What's up, Dolphin Nation? What's up, NFL fans? In today's video, we're going to go ahead and cover 3 topics. Should the main topic being, should the Miami Dolphins go after Kirk Cousins? And the second topic being, there is a former Dolphins running back that got injured last year that is saying he's going to come back better than ever and that wants to continue his NFL career even after a major neck injury that happened to him early in the season. But before that, I'm going to read to you an article because Adam Schefter had something to say about both Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa, and that he believes strongly they will both be released or traded come later in the offseason. More than likely, traded would be the best one, but Kyler Murray has come out openly and said that he would prefer being released. Both the Arizona Cardinals and Miami Dolphins reportedly are interested in finding trade partners for their longtime starting quarterbacks this offseason. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Cardinals are hoping to find a landing spot for Kyler Murray, and the Dolphins want to do the same with Tua Tagovailoa. However, Schefter noted that trading either player comes with financial hurdles, as Murray is due $36.8 million in guaranteed money in 2026. Tua is scheduled to make guaranteed $54 million in 2026. Releasing Murray and Tua would result in a massive dead salary cap hits for both teams, which is why a trade would be the most beneficial to both of them. Per Schefter, releasing Murray before June 1st would saddle the Cardinals with a $54.7 million dead cap hit. The Dolphins doing the same with Tua would yield an NFL record $99 million dead cap hit. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network explained why Murray would prefer a release over a trade.
Ahead of game 285, the final one of the 2025 NFL season. Judy, could we soon have even more games than that?
This week, it is not a given that the NFL will go to an 18-game regular season, and the interim head of the Players Union, David White, said there is no appetite among players for an 18-game season. That definitely does not mean the idea is dead, though, just that things have really slowed down while the union searches for its permanent head. The process for that could wrap up this spring, and then talks could start to get serious, although the union is certainly in no rush to negotiate a new CBA. The reality is, though, as Patriots owner Robert Kraft said in an interview a few weeks ago, the league is going to push hard for 18 games because that's linked to their desire to play 16 games internationally every season. Realistically, though, I'm told we are at least several seasons away from an 18-game schedule.
We are outside Levi Stadium, of course, the home of the Seahawks rival, the 49ers. Their coach, Kyle Shanahan, said recently he'd be very surprised if Mac Jones is not on the roster in 2026. But from my understanding, there are multiple teams that at least are going to inquire and see if they can trade for Mac Jones in this offseason. He arrived signing a 2-year, $7 million deal last year to back up Brock Purdy. But when Purdy got hurt, Mac got to play, and he played pretty well. 5 wins in 8 starts despite dealing with a painful knee injury. He joined us on the Insider, said he is feeling good physically at this point. Didn't directly answer if he'd like a fresh start someplace else, but did say it's nice to be talked about if the 49ers do not trade him, and the price would be high. Maybe a contractual adjustment could be in order.
He also talked about how he believes he is a starter in the NFL, as is Kyler Murray. Now, at the end of the Arizona Cardinals season, Kyler Murray was not the starter, essentially was replaced by Jacoby Brissett. He is due his fully guaranteed salary, more than $40 million this year for Arizona, and if he's on the roster past the first week of the league year, he's due $20 more million into next year. The Arizona Cardinals are likely to move on from Kyler Murray, even with new coach Mike LaFleur. Best case scenario, Mike, for Kyler is that he ends up as a free agent and is able to sign, similar to Russell Wilson a couple years ago, for the minimum salary. That would make him an incredibly attractive starting quarterback option for someone in the league.
You know who's guaranteed almost double that if he's on the roster at the start of the league year in March for the Atlanta Falcons? Kirk Cousins. That was part of that.
All right, there you guys have it. What Ian Rappaport had to say. While Murray and Tagovailoa could be designated as post-Jones first cuts, that would only serve to spread the dead money over the next 2 years. If Murray is on Arizona's roster on March 15th, $19.5 million of his 2027 base salary will become guaranteed, so the Cardinals will undoubtedly be motivated to move him before then. An extra $3 million of Tua Tagovailoa's 2027 salary is set to become guaranteed on that same date. Schefter noted the Dolphins are open to covering part of Tua's contract in order to make a trade more desirable for opposing teams. Murray, 28, went first overall to the Cardinals in 2019 NFL Draft and has gone on to make 87 starts in 7 seasons in Arizona. The two-time Pro Bowler owns a record of 38, 48, and 1 with only one playoff appearance, and he has completed 67.1% of his passes for 20,460 yards, 121 touchdowns, and 60 interceptions, while also rushing for 3,193 yards and 32 scores. Murray was limited to only 5 games in 2025 as the Cardinals shut him down due to a foot injury. Jacoby Brissett started 12 games in Murray's absence. Although Brissett went 1-11, he threw for 3,366 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, making him a viable option to start in 2026. Tagovailoa, who turns 28 on March 2nd, was selected 5th overall by the Dolphins in 2020 NFL Draft. In 78 regular season games, including 76 starts, Tua has gone 44 of 32, completing 68% of his passes, passing attempts for 18,166 yards, 120 touchdowns, and 59 picks. His best season came in 2023 when he led the NFL with 4,624 passing yards and threw for a career-high 29 touchdown passes en route to his first and only Pro Bowl selection. Tagovailoa missed 6 games in 2024 due to concussion and hip injury, though, and his play proceeded to drop off significantly in 2025. In 14 starts, Tua went 6-8 with 2,660 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and a career-high 15 interceptions. He was subsequently benched for the final 3 games of the season in favor of 7th-round pick Quinn Ewers. Miami finished 7-10, missed the playoffs for the 2nd straight year, resulting in the departure of general manager Chris Greer and the firing of head coach Mike McDaniel. The Cardinals also have a new regime of sorts, with Mike LaFleur replacing Jonathan Gannon as head coach, so it comes as little surprise that both teams reportedly want a fresh start at quarterback. Alright guys, there you have it. Both Kyler Murray wants a release, but both teams are looking for trades. So we'll see what happens with that situation. I'll keep you guys posted in terms of the Tua situation. Because I'm like 5 or 10% sure in the aspect that that's the percentage I believe that Tua is on this team. So basically 90 to 95% sure that Tua will not be a Miami Dolphin in 2026. So the meat and potatoes of the video, and then I'll cover quickly the third story, but this part is the meat and potatoes of the video. Should the Miami Dolphins go after, well, if he's released, yeah, because he's going to be owed shitload of money by the Falcons, and you can possibly get him on cheap, only if it's a team-friendly deal would I get Kirk Cousins if he's released. A little background on Kirk Cousins. Has the 2026 salary significantly reduced, but retains a $10 million guaranteed roster bonus. 2027 salaries hinge on a March 13th, 2026 vesting date. So if he's on the team by March 13th, his salary for 2027 is guaranteed. He had a signing bonus when he signed the contract of $50 million. Guaranteed salary by years. Base salary for 2026 is only $2.1 million. I think he will be cut. 2026 cap it, post June 1st release for the Falcons would be $22.5 million. 2027 cap it, post June first release would be $12.5 million. Will the Falcons release him? We don't know. But if he is released, I would consider him as a bridge quarterback, just like Malik Willis. And I would pay him, just like I would do Malik Willis, $8 million to $10 million for 1 or 2 years. Malik Willis, maybe 1 year because he hasn't proved anything. I would do the same with Kirk Cousins because he's on the end of his career. And who knows, even if he gets cut, he still can go to TV because he did some TV coverage late in the season with CBS. So we'll see. The third story in today's video is free agent Dolphins running back Alexander Mattison stating his career is not over and that he wants to continue his career in the NFL. Not only that, he also stated he would love to stay with the Miami Dolphins under the new regime. He did play, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll double check this, but I believe he played for the Raiders and he played for San Francisco. But I'm not 100% sure that he played while the new regime was in Green Bay, but I think he played for Green Bay. I'm not 100% sure. I'll double check it and put it in the comments as a pinned comment if he played for the Green Bay Packers. If he did not, then it won't be posted as a pinned comment. But let's see the article and what he had to say about his playing career and his neck injury. This was written by David Veronis of the Sun Sentinel on 3 days ago, February 6th. Ahead of the 2025 season, running back Alexander Mattison was simply trying to carve out a role on the Miami Dolphins roster. He was doing a pretty good job of it, standing out in training camp as a power tailback who would help fix the team's short yardage woes, but who was showing flashes of a burst that had him breaking off long runs in practice. As camp turned into preseason games, the Dolphins opener to the exhibition season, Chicago nearly turned Mattison's life upside down, let alone his chances of contributing to the team. Mattison, who scored a touchdown earlier in the August 10th preseason game against the Bears, caught a short fourth quarter pass and rumbled 21 yards before being brought down awkwardly inside the 5-yard line. He suffered a neck injury that required emergency fusion surgery as he stayed back in Chicago while the Dolphins traveled to Detroit for a week of practice with the Lions and another preseason game that followed the following weekend. The next day, Mattison was ruled out for the coming season as he had a long recovery ahead of him. It's been quite a roller coaster, but just operating in a mindset of gratitude, Mattison told the South Florida Sun Sentinel. When the Dolphins players cleared out their lockers at the end of the past season in early January, everything's good, I'm healthy, I'm able to walk, proud of that. So now I'm just on the road to recovery from the injury, and it'll be a long process. And yes, Mattison was nearly at risk of losing his ability to walk. It could have gotten dangerous if the ailment occurred lower toward the C7 vertebrae at the base of the neck. Fortunately for Mattison, that's not where the injury occurred, and he walked off the field under his own power at Soldier Field on August 10th. It does get scary when you deal with the neck, Mattison said. For me, I was moving my legs, and I was able to walk off the field immediately, so that concern wasn't there much. That just made me even more grateful that wasn't the case for me. Madison, who turns 28 on June 19th, has aspirations to return to playing football, possibly even next season. That's the goal, is to get back out there better than ever. Madison is a free agent, and the Dolphins are now run by General Manager John Eric Sullivan and Coach Jeff Halfway. It's not the same pairing of former GM Chris Greer and Coach Mike McDaniel, who brought him to Miami. That said, he said he would like to be at the end of the past season. He would like to come back to occur with the Dolphins. They've done an amazing job of keeping me and my family informed. Everything keeping me up to date on what's to come. Just helping me through the process, Madison said, of the doctors and training staff at the facility, where he has received attention since days after his emergency surgery in Chicago in August. I love it here. I don't think I got to necessarily accomplish all I wanted to accomplish here. I guess with an injury, with any person, you never want to end the season early. You never want to have that situation where you're not playing football. But I think specifically coming here and being optimistic about being here, that definitely hurt and stung. I love this organization. I love this locker room. God willing, I'd love to be back. As of early January, Madison hadn't done any football training or lifted heavy weights. He had begun returning to light cardio sessions. Madison has spent time with the family as he recovers. At 5'11", 220 pounds, Madison is a physical runner. The Dolphins' running back room is led by Devon Achane, who's coming off his first Pro Bowl selection and is eligible for a contract extension this offseason. I would love to have Madison back, guys, but we'll see what the new GM and the new head coach want to do. And we'll see if they want to keep 4 running backs, because I've got a little more of the article to read. Miami also has rising second-year tailback Ollie Gordon II to provide short yardage capabilities, and Jalen Wright, who enters his 3rd season in 2026, along later in the past season. We'll see what happens. If they want to keep 4 running backs, I would love to have them, or if they want to have a competition and decide who they cut, we'll see what happens with that. I do wish Alexander Madison the best as he recovers. He's a very tough running back and has a lot of speed and is a tough runner. Gets yards after contact. So leave me your thoughts down below of everything we've covered in the video. And would you agree with having Kirk Cousins as a possible stopgap quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? Or would you prefer Malik Willis? Or who else would you prefer as a stopgap quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? Let me know what you think of Alexander Madison's current situation and everything we've covered in the video. And as always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins. Peace.